part two. So, based on your feedback, we wanted to do a calculator that has the continuation behavior, i.e., the continuation behavior allows you to continue to put the operator so that you can meet all your conditions: subtraction, addition, multiplication, and division. Ideally, with the code that we ran with last week, it didn't have any continuation behavior and therefore um, was unsuccessful in having a good code that will continue to run until our conditions are met. So the most complicated thing for doing a continuation behavior on my end was pretty much finding how to do that, and that's pretty much done through what I discovered was called loop. Now there are various types of loops when it comes to C, and the loop that I chose to go with for this assignment is what's called the do while loop. Now, for this loop, it's a variant of the while loop, and the loop will execute the code block once before checking if the condition is true, and it will repeat the loop as long as the condition is true. Now, the error will be if the condition is not true, then the loop will pretty much no longer be valid. And in simple term, the advantage of doing the loop is to pretty much have that repetition going. And again, that is until all conditions are met or necessary to accomplish the goal. And also I added the ISO stream include um, syntax just to pretty much make everything in the program more smoother than it was. I know we didn't have the ISO stream syntax there before, but I just added it just so that it can read and write from the streams, as we will be using loops. So in this top portion, we added the information, the ISO stream, and we have our int main. And how this is gonna hopefully run is when we enter a number, either enter number one and we let's say it's one, and we enter number two and it's two. Then when we actually run the program, hopefully it runs smoothly. The do will allow us to elect whether we want to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So if we were to add number one and number two, we will enter option one, which will allow us to add. And then the loop, the do while loop, will allow us to continue to run that, so that if we want to do subtraction from one and two, then we have our solution there, and then so on and so forth for multiplication and division. So in simple matters, each of these numbers, which is one through four, will allow us to continue to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And again, that continuation behavior was only doable because of the loop. If I don't add the loop, then I cannot continue with the code and let the arithmetic expressions continue. So the loop helps me to continue that. And again, we have our cases, which is one through four. And again, they're simple as it's addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I know the calculator has other functions like square root and all that stuff, but for this one, we just kept it as simple as possible just to avoid any complex while running it with the continuation behavior. And hopefully, when we run this in the last assignment, which should be part three, we should be able to see that when we actually run the program and find the solutions as needed. So again, this is pertaining to Step Up Part 2. And thank you for any feedback. Let me know if anything would need to be tailored a little bit or anything like that. And I appreciate your time. Thank you.